Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The ODM members of parliament must be told that going forward, it is only Raila Odinga that William Ruto was respecting politically. But going forward, these members of parliament who are used to go to State House, let them be told that even several meetings will be conducted at State House without even their notice. William Ruto is a man who understands the strength of ODM, and that strength is no longer there. And so even expect a minimal visit of these ODM members of parliament either in State House or in several meetings of William Samoei Ruto. When you see people like Sam Atandi declaring that ODM has no strength, that cannot even produce a presidential candidate, those are the narratives that William Ruto wants coming from ODM party.
There are a few leaders in ODM who have claimed that before Raila Odinga passed on, that he did not endorse President William Ruto, and that the ODM party should be able to field a presidential candidate 2027. I want to challenge those leaders, because from where I sit, there is nobody in ODM who can run for president as at now, because Raila Odinga did not prepare anyone to run for president. If there's a leader there who thinks he can run for president, come out and also tell us whether you have capacity to defeat President William Ruto. Some of these leaders who are claiming that Raila Odinga did not say we endorse Ruto, they are tiny, small leaders. Some of them are still even using diapers. And they are here talking and claiming that they can challenge President William Ruto. ODM is not ready to run for presidential candidate in 2027. The party is not prepared to field a candidate. And that is why we are saying that William Ruto is a former member of ODM. We have gone back to our former members to help us rejuvenate ODM. And I can assure you that because I talked with the president, when I was doing the last budget, the president called me and told me that I must ensure that I give political parties enough funding so that they can be able to operate. And those political parties know very well that this budget has a lot of money for them. A person who is asking me to put more money for political parties is not the person who wants to bring down political parties. Because I heard some people saying that President Ruto wants to bring down political parties. That is not the case. So let it be very clear that there is nobody in ODM who can run for president and defeat President Ruto. So we are very clear in our mind. And if you think you can run for president, you will not use ODM, use your own party. Who say that if ODM is going to sign a coalition agreement with President Ruto and that they are going to exit, will you please exit? Exit yesterday. We have so many leaders who can fit in your shoes. Yeah, I warned some of them. I warned last month that we have many other leaders who can be Secretary General, who can be what. So if you think Ruto is very bad, don't wait, because members of the ODM party across the country, from Mombasa, Kakamega, Bungoma, Luo Nyanza, Nairobi, we are ready and we are going to fight for William Ruto to become the next president of the Republic.
And so, at the moment that even Sam Atandi is declaring that he has transferred his loyalty from Raila, who is normal, to William Ruto, those are the stories that William Ruto wants.
You see, I want to say that Kenya is one country. Kenya is one country. And as you're aware, we are also on the, I think, day 4 of mourning our late brother, our late Baba, the late Honorable Raila Odinga. I would like to say, Your Excellency, that Baba taught us some fundamental, two fundamental things that he taught me. He told me that in this country, we are all brothers and sisters, that we should never attempt to isolate and discriminate anybody. And Your Excellency, because you are here and because I've seen what you have done for this country in the last few years during your presidency, I know that you have those characters of fairness and unity. And I want to urge Your Excellency that the mission you started of true national inclusivity, I would like to urge you to continue that mission. You are now our father. You are the father of everybody. Your Excellency, remember I tweeted recently that for the last couple of years, many years as a politician, I have been loyal to the late Raila Amolo Odinga. I announced that henceforth I will be loyal to you politically. I want to urge my fellow leaders and Kenyans that let us unite behind President William Ruto, because he's the symbol of national unity. And this country, the first thing that we must do as Kenyans is to preserve the country. And preserving the country will mean that we have to see each and every person as brothers and sisters. Because if we don't do that, then we'll never have a country. Let us first have a country before we can have leaders. And if we have leaders who are willing to help us have and preserve this country, I think that is where we need to put all our effort. Your Excellency, please be courageous. I know Baba was very close to you and he was working closely with you to help transform this country. I know that you have the capability to transform this country together with all of us. May the soul of Mzee rest in eternal peace. Thank you.
At the moment, you will not declare your loyalty to William Ruto. Then the man called William Ruto is a man in a mission that is now having a vacuum, that is going to use his appointment not only to destroy the ODM members of parliament, but to have his appointment being elected come 2027 in those positions. And I told you here last week, expect William Ruto to start having his appointment. For example, when it comes to the gubernatorial seat of Kisumu, Homa Bay, Siaya, Migori, and also the constituency seats, women rep and senators, including MCS. What does it mean? It means that those who are, of course, following Raila, these members of parliament, they were powerless without Raila. And they will continue becoming more powerless without Raila. And that is an advantage that William Ruto has realized. That is what he's going to use. Ladies and gentlemen, for more updates, ensure you subscribe to this channel, you like, you comment, and you share this video. Thank you so much for that. I have seen something that is very critical. That if ODM is not going to sit and calculate their moves, that now they are going to speak recklessly, carelessly, like Sam Atandi and Gladys Wanga, that they don't have a presidential candidate, that they don't have someone to vie for that seat. I mean, they will return themselves back to that period where even ODM was not sure to have their presidential candidate. I think it was the first time the ODM had their presidential candidate was 2007, and that was Raila. So you cannot convince me that ODM cannot have like-minded people who are so strong that can face William Ruto in this 2027 general election. Because, remember, at the moment they're going to delay themselves, they're going to start becoming reckless and careless, William Ruto will start showing them a disrespect. Because William Ruto will look at Sam Atandi and see it as someone who is useless, who cannot stand on his ground. Because at the moment in the politics, you cannot stand on your ground and say what you want. You're just following someone blindly, carelessly, recklessly. Then the man will realize your worth is too small. Then will just start using you without knowing your political worth. And that is the direction these members of parliament are going to. Expect William Ruto to bring back all these members of parliament from his UDA party who are like not comfortable with him. And I know he's going to reassure them that pale maisha. We can come together. Let us make our government strong again, because the only stress we had was Raila Amolo Odinga. But expect again those members of parliament who are against William Ruto from either Mount Kenya region or any part of the Republic of Kenya. Majority of them, they're going to come back because they will realize on this side we don't have an enemy to attack. Nyanza pia wataona ni kama wakiattack our MPs, wakiattack William Ruto, watafeel like no, this what we are doing is not going to give us a mileage in the government. So their mentality will be about the government, broad-based government, broad-based government. Then later they will realize that they are losing the ground because of not standing on their ground politically. Because in this politics, a politician will respect his fellow politician if he or she is having a political ground. And that is why William Ruto respected Raila as someone who is having his ground politically. But people like Sam Atandi cannot even have a rally in Kisumu, lecturing Luos how we should be in the government. Who else? Gladys Wanga. I mean, Gladys Wanga, even if she can be William Ruto's running mate, she cannot make William Ruto to win. It is just only the effort that William Ruto will make him to be the president. The effort of William Ruto himself, not the effort of Gladys Wanga. On the same note, you must be told the criteria William Ruto is going to use in Nyanza and in ODM zones, it is divide and rule. He is going to have his appointment there, either with other parties or with UDA. That immediately the election is finalized, you will hear now, the MPs are crossing over. Hapo ndio utasikia William Ruto is ananunua MPs. So our MPs, they have been rendered useless because they cannot stand on their political ground. They're just speaking recklessly and carelessly. Reaching 2027, you'll not even heard about Millie Odhiambo. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. Till we meet in another video.